From the very first second Courtney Hadwin walked onto the massive stage of America's Got Talent, the air shifted. Something electric ran through the room, something raw and unpredictable. She wasn't like anyone who had stood there before. She wasn't polished. She wasn't rehearsed into perfection. She was a trembling teenager from Hesleden, County Durham, standing under blinding lights, barely whispering as she introduced herself. But what the world didn't know not yet was that this quiet, nervous girl carried a storm inside her, a storm that would erupt the moment the music hit. And when it did, everything changed. The very heartbeat of the auditorium flipped. The shy girl vanished. In her place emerged a wild, soulful, fearless performer with the voice of a rock legend and the spirit of someone decades older. The judges Simon Cowell, Howie Mandel, Mel B, and Heidi Klum sat in disbelief, and before anyone could blink, Howie Mandel slammed the golden buzzer. In seconds, gold confetti rained over a girl who, moments earlier, could barely speak into the microphone. The clip went viral worldwide, over 100 million views. And overnight, Courtney Hadwin became one of the most talked about talents ever. To hit America's Got Talent, people everywhere asked the same questions. Who is she? How can someone so shy unleash something so explosive? Where did this voice come from? But to understand her rise, you have to go back to where her story truly began, far away from Hollywood. In a quiet corner of County Durham, England. Courtney grew up in Hesleden, raised by her parents Paul and Anne-Marie, with her siblings Paul and Melissa always supporting her. She attended Hesleden Primary School and later the academy at Shotton Hall, where teachers noticed something unusual about her. She barely talked, avoided attention, and kept to herself. But when she sang, everything shifted. Her voice was startling, deep, emotional, powerful. She didn't sound like a child, she sounded like someone born for the stage. To develop that voice, she trained at multiple performing schools: Shotton Hall Theatre School, Peanuts Masterclasses, the Kate Sears School of Music, and with vocal coach Julie Miles at Vocal Ovation. Slowly, piece by piece, performance by performance, her confidence grew. By 2015, she took her first big step into competitive singing through Teenstar UK, reaching the grand final at just 10 years old. A lunchtime video of her singing "Say Something" went viral on Facebook. She won Hartlepool's Performer of the Year, opened for Sister Sledge at the South Tyneside Festival, and performed at charity events across the region. These weren't glamorous gigs, but they were building something inside her. Then, in 2017, the world got its first major glimpse of her on The Voice Kids UK. Her performance of Tina Turner's Nutbush City Limits stunned the judges. Am asked her to perform again on the spot. Under coach Danny Jones, she reached the finals, proving she was a rare kind of young performer, fierce, unpredictable, and unforgettable. But nothing prepared her for America's Got Talent. When she stepped onto that stage in 2018, she looked fragile, soft-spoken, overwhelmed. But the second Otis Redding's Hard to Handle kicked in, her entire energy detonated. That performance didn't just shock the judges, it captivated the world. But with that explosion of fame came something she never expected: backlash. Some viewers discovered she wasn't American. She was on a short-term visa. And suddenly, people began debating whether a British teen should be allowed to compete on America's Got Talent at all. Instead of focusing on her talent, a section of the internet obsessed over her nationality. Comments like "It's America's Got Talent, why are foreigners competing?" filled social feeds. Courtney, still just 14, didn't respond to any of it. She later explained she avoided reading anything negative online. Her focus was always the same: music. But the pressure didn't stop with the controversy. Her first performance had set the bar impossibly high. Every round after that was judged against the shock of her audition. On forums like Reddit and on sites like Golderby, fans dissected everything from her song choices to her movements to whether she was overhyped. Some felt she was being pushed as a front-runner too hard. Others felt the expectations crushed her ability to surprise again. When she ultimately didn't win America's Got Talent, people were stunned. But instead of letting that disappointment break her, Courtney Hadwin did something far more powerful. She evolved. After the show, she signed a major contract with Sicko Music, and Arista Records, a massive opportunity for any young artist. But inside the major label system, she struggled. She later admitted that at just 13 and 14, she was expected to write songs about emotions she hadn't lived yet, that some of her music was rejected for not being pop enough. that creative decisions were made for her, not with her. Then, something unexpected happened. Sicko folded. This moment, which could have been a setback, became her freedom. She quietly stepped away from the major label world and embraced independence. When fans asked why she was suddenly releasing music on her own, she said the words that changed everything. "It's all me for this one. Completely independent. Finally doing it my way." And from that moment on, the world watched a different Courtney emerge. In 2023, she released Breakable, an emotional rock soul track co-written with producer Kevin Bowe. It wasn't overproduced. It wasn't manufactured. It was raw, pure, honest. She followed it with That Girl Don't Live Here, Call Me Back, Monsters, and the holiday rock single Christmas Rocks. Monsters even charted at number 19 on Billboard's Hard Rock Digital Song Sales. A massive accomplishment for an independent teen artist with no label machine behind her. She performed live at the New York Pops Gala for legendary executive Clive Davis, recorded her tracks at Metropolis Studios, and released bold videos for Spellbound and You Only Love Me When I Lie. She signed with MN2S Agency, then switched to manager Oliver Mohata at Total Artist Management, choosing the people who respected her identity instead of shaping it. By early 2025, her estimated net worth hit nearly $3 million, built not on commercial gimmicks, but on real work performances, streaming, writing, and her unstoppable determination. Independence meant smaller budgets, fewer big promotions, but far more control. And that control became the key to her artistic evolution. Because while millions watched her blaze across the America's Got Talent stage like a meteor bright, explosive, impossible to ignore, very few understood the weight she carried behind the curtain. They didn't see the trembling girl backstage, wrestling with self-doubt. They didn't hear the thoughts racing through her mind as she faced the pressure of becoming the viral sensation. They didn't know how heavy fame can feel when it arrives overnight, and you're barely old enough to understand who you are. Courtney wasn't just fighting nerves, she was fighting to find her own voice, her real voice. A voice not shaped by labels, not boxed in by expectations, not molded to fit someone else's version of success. She fought the industry's blueprint of what a young female artist should be. She fought the pressure of a viral moment that millions tried to lock her into forever. And she fought the world's obsession with the shy girl who exploded into a rock goddess. The second the music hit, she fought, and she won. Because today, Courtney Hadwin is not the frightened teenager who clutched the microphone like a lifeline. She is not the child who hid her eyes beneath her hair. She is not the girl the music industry tried to turn into something predictable, safe, or marketable. She is an artist who writes her own lyrics, pulling truth out of her heart instead of singing someone else's scripted emotion. An artist who releases music on her own schedule, her own terms, her own wavelength. An artist who fuses rock, blues, soul, and punk with the freedom of someone who finally stopped asking permission. An artist who knows exactly who she is, and just as importantly, who she refuses to be. Her story is not just a rise, it's a resurrection. It's a reminder that overnight fame is only a spotlight. It's what you do after the lights dim that defines you. Viral moments fade, golden confetti falls, standing ovations end. But identity grows slowly, painfully, beautifully. The greatest artists in history weren't shaped by applause, they were shaped by the moments when no one was watching. By the nights they questioned everything. By the days they wrote, rewrote, and rebuilt themselves in silence. And that's where Courtney's real victory happened. Not on stage, but in the shadows, where she chose authenticity over approval. She is still rising, still reinventing, still creating the kind of music only she can make. And the most powerful truth of all is this: her best moment hasn't happened yet. Her greatest performance is still waiting for the right stage. Her most defining chapter hasn't even begun, because the girl who once shocked the world is now building a future entirely her own. And this time, she's doing it as the woman, the artist, and the powerhouse she was always meant to become. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the unbelievable true story of Courtney Hadwin, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more powerful stories, more real journeys, and more untold truths from the world of entertainment. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.